Good evening. I hadn't been feeling well, y'all. How you doing? Good evening. I had to get a charger cord. Mike Smith, how you doing? I got a little echo here going. Got to get everything right. John P, what's going on? Bless, I sold all masks from 2019. Hello, Big E. How you doing? Judy Wheeler, hello. The Watchman, what's going on? Pete Hegseth, most likely suspect for the false prophet. He has the Crusader tattoos he talked about putting up the third temple, and he gave false pulp fiction scriptures. I saw something about that. Good evening, good morning. Are we ready for the next pandemic? Like I say, I hadn't been feeling well, y'all. Super John, hey, Super John P. Yeah, it's coming. Biden promised it. Hello, good evening. Do I need some music? I got my charger cord.
Power on.
And
Bluetooth pairing.
Anthropic commits
Bluetooth
spending
connected.
$200 billion. Well, that's besides the point. They're gonna make that AI to where it just kills businesses or do whatever they want it to do, I believe, y'all. But anyway, yeah, I've been thinking about stuff like that. Good to see you. Right in North Carolina, I'm a warrior. Do my duty, serve a cause greater than myself. Am accountable to my community and family for my actions. I blame no one for my faults, and I give thanks for my abilities. Well, that's pretty awesome, Ryan. Yeah, accountability for your own actions. That means a lot. You can't run from your own accountability, let's say. No, you can't run from that because you are responsible. For real, y'all. Yeah, I hadn't been feeling well, y'all, but thank you, Mike Smith. I appreciate it. Just came back from seeing my doctor. It had been a year since last visit. Let me see if I can find a little music. Good evening, good morning. Trump also wants to shift people's anger about the fuel prices. Yeah, they're putting that ethanol in your gas to kill out our vehicles. Everybody's figuring that out, right? That way you get these new vehicles. Are they going to make it illegal to buy older vehicles? You know, where's the catch at? I've been looking for a smoking gun, y'all. I am governed by natural law. My mind is the most powerful weapon, brain, trained to oppose evil in all its forms, and I will never quit. Cower or retreat in the face of the enemy. Yeah, are we ready for the next pandemic? Are we gonna have to stand? What is it? 20 feet apart? Who knows, y'all? Because what is it? The hantavirus? It's out there on a ship, right? It's caused by rodents. Think about the false prophet will give scriptures that are not in the Bible. The Watchman. Yeah, AI is coming up with all kind of false scriptures, aren't they? Hello, Rooster Cogburn. $5.25 over here winning. For real? I don't even know, but hey, it must be the gas. It must be. Hello, Carol. Good evening, good morning, good evening, Carol. Good evening to you. Hello, Kathy Berryman. The U.S. has backed themselves into a corner and can't manipulate Iran anymore. Yeah, you know what? I've heard a little bit about that too, y'all. What did I do, y'all? Play some music or what? Let me see if I can find something that won't give me a copyright because I'm the 14th. I'm supposed to be reviewed for monetization again. Could take 2 days, 3 days, whatever to hear back. I probably won't get it. I know y'all. So I'm hoping I do. Kind of praying for it, y'all. So keep me in your prayers. Look, I need a purpose, y'all. You know what I mean? I need a purpose. I feel like I'm losing out on my purpose, you know? Good to see you, Carol. Thank you. They don't need to make everyone stand 6 feet apart. Nobody talks to each other at the stores anymore anyway, right? Maybe some old lady will talk to me, tell me about her grandkids and stuff. But anymore, people don't talk, right? You can't, right? People just don't talk, y'all. People, what's wrong with people, y'all? Can I find that music I was talking about? I wasn't gonna be on here too long. Let me see, y'all. I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah, one of my songs, AI. Appreciate it, y'all. I was gonna talk a little bit about general information about this new hantavirus. I kind of got it hot in here, y'all. I sure do. I don't see my song, but it's all good. I just came in a while ago. I just came in a while ago. We have 14. I like reading the chat a little bit, y'all. $4 a gallon here in Georgia. Yes, it's $4.19. Here in South Carolina, it sure is. Miss Kathy Berryman, $4.19. In some areas, it's a little bit higher. I protect the weak. I assist the elderly. I care for those in need. I strive for perfection, realizing I will never reach a state of perfection, but I strive. Hello to Aimlessly Wandering Soul. It's Annie, one of your subscribers. Well, thank you, Miss Annie, one of my subscribers. Thank you. The Aimlessly Wandering. Thank you very much. I go around subscribing to channels too, and I appreciate you coming to my live stream and hitting that thumbs up for me. I do. I don't want anybody in shock when I start going back to the gray, because I will make moderators probably of everyone again, but I'll start out with just a couple. I'm not going to do it yet because, look, y'all, I need to do it for my monetization. They need to see changes to the channel, you know, a little bit here and there, adjustments, things like that. That way they'll reapprove me, you know. Just saying, y'all, yeah. And I hope everyone will understand. Good to see you. Yeah, Sheikah, you're late. You're not late. We're 9 minutes in. You're not late. Now, if I was near the end of the live stream, I'd say you're late. For real. Look, I don't hold back on nobody, y'all. If you're late, but you're not late, okay? It's the mind control, the Watchman. I know. Might be. Hello, Laura K. The mind control. Is that what they're up to? But yeah, I wanted to give a little general information. I'm like, man, what are they putting out there, y'all? The next pandemic. You know, Bill Gates told us it's really going to get attention, right? For real. It's all good. Is it time, you know? Like, we're under the same leadership, y'all. What is it? The father of the warp speed and all that stuff. So yeah, it's very possible now. I'm not putting no predictions out there. Not this time anyway, y'all. They get me in trouble, you know. For real. Hello, be safe. 485 in Michigan, downtown. Down from 5 last week. Appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you. Let me turn you blue. I did turn you blue. Aimlessly Wandering Soul. Thank you. Hello, Mojo Shop. It's roll call, y'all. Hello, Chew. Good to see you. Thank you very much, Chew. Thank you. Laura K, Mike Smith. Like, the whole community shows up, y'all, and I really appreciate it. How is the sound out there before I really get started? I'm not going to be live long, y'all. 11 and a half minutes already. Laura K's been putting out videos. She did a premiere too, y'all. Wasn't that you, Miss Laura K? Yes. I'm glad people's sharing a little bit of stuff with us, y'all. You know what I mean? Let me get started. I don't need no music tonight, do I? Yeah, how's it sound? Let me know, y'all, real quick. We got a Mojo Shop 5x5. Thank you very much. Ashika 5x5. Sound is good. Miss Kathy Berryman. Good to see y'all and God bless you. Dave, 4 years ago. This was all conspiracy. Are we getting ready for the next conspiracy theory? You know, for real. Are y'all prepared? You know, what if you told to lock down, stay in, quarantine, you can't leave the house? There's a police at the corner up there watching. I mean, really, we want it to go away, so you have to stay in the house 8 weeks. Are you ready for that? For real. You'd have to dig in the bottom cabinets, y'all. Get that food. If it's 2 years old, clean it up good, you know, boil it hard. For real. Because I'm sure down in the bottom of my cabinet there's something down there 2 years old. Just saying, y'all. I'm not ready, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. Step up. Don't let your family down, y'all. You know what I mean? Good to see y'all. The Watchman, yes, it's coming, Dave. You believe it? I'm not here to put fear porn or anything like that. Hello, Ren Che. Hello, Ren Che. Thank you. Good to see you, ma'am. All the way in the Philippines. Yes, great for the community over there, y'all. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, no, I wouldn't buy you a house. I believe I'd move to the Philippines. For real. I don't know, but I believe I might to escape this craziness over here. Every day is something, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the thumbs up, Ren Che. Thank you. For real. You have to trust in Jesus' plan. Well, Jesus does have a plan, y'all, and you have to trust in it. I get it, but we're in this reality, you know. I don't trust in this plan that they would give us, you know. Just saying, y'all, you got to make your own plan too. Make a plan stand. You don't want to be Coy Roy. Just get yourself free. Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the Keeley and get yourself free. For real, y'all. That was sung by, yeah, it was the Bare Naked Ladies. I don't even know, y'all. But I remember it from a long time ago, y'all. For real. Hello, Derby Jack. Good to see you, sir. Blessings. Are you ready for the next pandemic? For real. I'm just sitting here talking, y'all. My community post is all I really do. Thanks for looking, the Watchman. Paul Simon. Laura K gets 5 bonus points, y'all. Because I remember Paul Simon singing that for real. And we're not cashing in the points right now. So this will be for at a later date, y'all. Good answer, Miss Laura K. For real. I have fun with y'all. For real, y'all. I need to cut my air on. I'm burning up. You know, Ren Che, yeah, if there's a pandemic over here and anywhere, it's gonna be worldwide. So yeah, there's like a hantavirus on a ship. They saying it's done killed like 3 people, and a few more are infected with it. And they saying there's not even rodents or anything on this ship. You know, it's crazy, y'all. For real. How did they know? Just say no to the jab. You still hear Mike Smith? What happened? For real. It is 50 ways to leave your lover. I might sing it at the end, y'all, but let's go with the little program we already have in effect. Because, yeah, just a little information here at the end, at the beginning. I mean, general information, pretty much. Let's go with it because look, I don't want to let nobody down. That's what this is all about, is general information. The hantavirus. Which screen did I share? Like, what's going on here? Gene Hackman's wife, Betsy, died 7 days before he did from the hantavirus, is what they're saying. This was like a year ago, y'all, in 2025. Y'all remember that? Gene Hackman died from the heart disease with Alzheimer's as a significant contributing factor. Just putting that out there. Yeah, this kind of like the first mention of the hantavirus, like a year ago, I believe. People's like, man, what is that? So just letting y'all know that at least that's the first time I heard of it. I'm sure it existed way before I heard of it, you know? Just saying. Yeah. Just a reminder, y'all. Don't get it, Judy. No, y'all don't want to get it. That's for sure. Let me see if I can come back. I think my internet's a tad bit slower. I appreciate it, Mike Smith. How you doing, Copycat? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the next pandemic? Now, I'm not saying the next pandemic is right around the corner. I'm not saying that. Never would I put my butt on the line anymore, y'all. And I've been doing that quite a bit. I haven't had any type of vax for over 20 years. I'm still alive and healthy. You know, an old subscriber of mine said, Super Dave, healthy people don't need shots. And I believe that ever since. And I was kind of like not in the know completely at the time. That's one of the statements that I really remember that woke me up, you know? And that goes, Miss Sheikah, that goes right along with that statement. Imagine trusting your government, Rooster Cogburn. The hospital is just as dangerous, Judy Wheeler, because you go to the hospital, and a lot of people dying from, what is it? What is that, y'all? Yeah, that thing, you know, for real. Malpractice. Where'd everybody go, y'all? Y'all don't want to hear about it, but it's all good. I don't care. That's why I'm here. I get sick, y'all. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. I don't know if this has got anything to do with it, but I think it does, because everything I put up here, I believe, does. The two possible causes for the cruise ship hantavirus outbreak, one is disgusting, the other is terrifying.
There are only two possible causes for the cruise ship hantavirus outbreak. One is common, but the other is terrifying. Okay, let me give you some substance. There were 150 people on this cruise, and it all starts in Argentina. They leave Argentina April 11th. The first person passes away on the ship. They said it was a respiratory infection. He passed away. Then on April 24th, the body of that person was disembarked at St. Helena. But then on April 26th in South Africa, a second person passes away after leaving the ship at the airport. May 2nd, a third person passes away. May 3rd, they're parked in Cape Verde. That ship's going nowhere. So here's why people are extremely worried. So the hantavirus affects you through infected rodents, and it's not contagious. They didn't find any rodents on the ship, not a single one. Enter the Andes virus. The antivirus is a subclade of the hantavirus, and it is the only hantavirus that can be spread from person to person. Super spreader. Causes hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, a severe respiratory illness with a high fatality rate. They all had respiratory illnesses. Now, remember I said they started in Argentina? That's where the virus comes from. It derives from the Andes Mountains. So the way this virus works is it doesn't activate for 1 to 2 weeks. Kind of like this timeline. Now, this virus is spread through droplets and from coughing, sneezing, touching things. And like I said, in South Africa on April 26th, that lady passed away in the airport. A lot of people in an airport. So now the WHO is going to evacuate everyone slowly because there's still 5 people that are sick, and then take the boat to Spain to inspect it. This is a nightmare. This could be quite the event. Not going to lie, I'm concerned.
This could be quite the event, y'all. I'm not saying it is. Hello, Stack Stevenson. Oh, heck no. For real. Hey, you know, we got to talk about it because that's kind of what upstarted me right here on my channel in 2019. Because came 2020, early in the year, we done looked at things and seen that misappropriations and a lot of steps that were taken, a lot of words that were being used early on, February, March, something like that. It was like, man, there's something going on. They're showing us these videos out of China and all this stuff. While months later, I could name channels that still talked about the steps that we should take about coronavirus and all this. Yeah, stay 6 feet apart and all this stuff. I'm not giving myself credit or anything, but the people in the chat, we all work together like, man, there is something going on. For real, y'all. Yeah. All it takes is watching indiscrepancies and things, you know. They say one thing, we'll be out of this in 2 weeks. Y'all remember all that? Yeah. And it just carried on and on and on. So, yeah, the promises that are broken and everything. Remember stuff like that, y'all. You know what I mean? Hello, good evening, Miss K. Wim. Hello, Miss K. Won't do tetanus either. Clean that wound good the old-fashioned way. I have. Years ago, I remember stepping on a nail. It almost went through my foot. But, yeah, that was the old belief system. Go and get that tetanus shot, y'all. I don't know. Does it help? That's like, man, I don't want to get lockjaw or nothing. You know what I mean? They tell you all kind of stuff, y'all. For real. Good to see y'all. I appreciate it. I don't know if it's in the description yet, but I put a couple cards on. I even got me a new PayPal, y'all. For real. I don't know if it's showing up. I don't know, y'all, but I appreciate the thumbs up. Yeah, let's keep going. A lot of people lack the ability of pattern recognition, says Ryan. Yeah, they do. A lot of people. Hello, Felix the cat. All the good old nail and foot action. Yeah, you know it, man. Hey, that's one way to get me there, to get that shot. I remember when I was 7 years old running from these shots, you know, the measles and things like that they want to give you for elementary school. I was like, man, I don't need no shot, but they made me take them anyway. Yeah, that's a UFO sighting. I was going to throw that in the end. So I have to save that for the end, y'all. If I'm still alive. Because I want to share a couple more screens. General information. Because Bill Gates, he said it, y'all. Next one will get attention. Yeah, I don't know if this is the next one. I have no way of knowing. But that's what he said, y'all. He said the next one. If the hantavirus is a deadly killer or whatever, or they spreading it somehow, you know, they might get the attention they want.
In making sure that we catch the disease sooner and that we have platforms to make diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines very quickly. Very little was invested, even though there were these calls by a lot of people, including our foundation. One group that was funded, the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, CEPI, we, Wellcome Trust, Norway, UK, Japan, were the initial funders, and that is helping out here. So we're better off than if that hadn't happened. But, you know, people trust government to think through these eventual bad things. This was a failure to get ready, and the cost would have been tiny compared to, say, what we spend on being ready for war. We didn't actually do the simulation to think about, okay, what about nursing homes? What about getting factories ready? What about the testing regime? In fact,
Speaking of nursing homes, up there in New York, I forget that governor. They took out a lot of people in them nursing homes, y'all. They used that coronavirus as an excuse. I got to be careful what I say, y'all, but you know the facts of what I'm talking about. Hello, Gustav. Good to see you. And Copycat, the tetanus shot won't hurt you. I had one. I hope it don't, because I had one before too. That's sad for sure. I've never said tetanus shots and plenty cuts and scrapes. I learned to super clean it immediately. I never had tetanus shots. I don't know. Look, I had to have one, y'all, because it was the old. I told you, I've been brainwashed for years, y'all. When the system brainwashes you, you do what the system says do. You know what I mean? Whoa. When was that? I saw some long greenish object flying horizontally several nights ago. I'll show you at the end if I can just get this live stream rolling, y'all.
testing could have been ramped up very quickly in a few countries that have almost avoided the epidemic entirely, like Taiwan, New Zealand, Australia. They took their experience and actually prepared, and so they moved a lot faster. So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
Yeah, that'll get attention this time for sure. Because if the hantavirus is, look, it goes to sleep for a week to 2 weeks, right? It could be halfway across the world and halfway across the United States by that time. Just saying, for real, y'all. Nothing about fear porn. A little bit of basic facts around here today. Hello, Curious Georgia. Good to see you. Thank you. Life with EQ. Good evening. How are you doing? Let me look at your channel. Life with EQ, 215 subscribers. Are you ready for the next pandemic? For the next one, yeah. I'm not ready for it, but look, let me add you as a moderator. Thank you. Because, yeah, they want the attention that they so. Y'all know I've read the WHO rules and everything here on this channel that if there is a pandemic and they profess a worldwide pandemic, your local government, your state government, all these governments will be kicking into action to make sure that you follow by the rules. For real. You know what I'm saying, y'all? The rules. Yeah, you got to follow the rules. Because the propaganda is gearing up for the hantavirus. Get ready to be scared. That's what's on the video here. People don't like fear porn, y'all. I'm just trying to put basic facts. This guy here claims to be on that ship. A passenger on hantavirus hit cruise ship. We're not just headlines, we're people.
Is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home. So if you're seeing coverage about this, just remember that there are real people behind it. I just ask for your kindness and understanding. I am currently on board the MV Hondius, And what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines.
Yeah, they're not just a story and they're not just headlines. They want y'all to know they're out there in a ship with 150 people on it. 3 have died. Yeah, and more are infected. They won't let you take a cruise. That's why I won't get on a plane. I won't get on a ship because I don't want to get stuck out in the middle of the ocean and they say you can't go home. I'd be like, man, this is driving me nuts, y'all, because I want to go home, for real. And why would I want to be trapped in my little cottage, whatever ship room on the ship, and be miserable, Yeah, just saying, y'all. Good to see you. Thank you, Lance Ripa. Thank you. Crying won't help, Felix. Crying is not going to help. So yeah, I'm just wondering if you're ready for the next pandemic. And I know some of y'all seen all this. Super Dave's just trying to catch up, y'all. Allow me time to catch up, for real. Because I've been absent a few days. Y'all going to have to start leaving me messages or something like, Super Dave, we're ready for you to go live again. 3 people sick with hantavirus will be airlifted from the Hondias cruise ship after 3 other passengers were believed to have been killed by the virus. As health authorities seek answers, one WHO official tells CBS News she believes the passengers may have gotten exposed during one of their remote stops. Now, see, they don't even know if this is even, look, if these people died and they stopped somewhere, they could have picked it up from somewhere. Look, I'm going to play the game a little bit too because you never know, y'all. There could be actual dead people from this hantavirus, y'all. But to lock down the whole world, is this the next pandemic? I mean, from 3, it could grow. Who knows what tomorrow will bring, and what the WHO will say.
Things are moving fast for the passengers aboard the MV Hondias. For those people who are sick with hantavirus and those who are desperately hoping that they are not, the World Health Organization just told me that the 3 sick but living passengers will be airlifted off the ship by helicopter by the end of day today. They're believed to have hantavirus, and this is the same virus that killed 3 other people on that boat in the past days. But first, we need to understand what kind of ship that they are on. The Hondias isn't your average cruise liner. This is a polar expedition vessel and operated by Oceanwide Expeditions. It's purpose-built to take really hardcore wildlife enthusiasts to the most remote corners of the planet. They hit up Antarctica. They stopped at St. Helena, one of the most isolated islands on this planet. You can think of whales, dolphins, penguins, seabirds, up close and personal and in the wild. Ann Lindstrom, the WHO representative in Cape Verde.
Sorry about the sound. There's nothing I can do about that on here. But apparently the ship had made a stop at St. Helena Island.
Told me this may be where it all started. She says her educated guess is that passengers were exposed to the virus off of the ship in those remote landings, in those wild environments where rodents carrying hantavirus live undisturbed until people disturb them. Then back on board the Hondias, the first symptoms started appearing in early April, fever, gastrointestinal issues, then turned into pneumonia and respiratory failure. 3 people we know are now dead, and now the 3 being airlifted will be flown to the Netherlands. 1 is Dutch, and the ship itself will then sail to the Canary Islands, which Lindstrom told me has experience handling hantavirus cases. Now, as for those 140-ish passengers and the crew who are still on board, Lindstrom also told me that they could be stuck for up to 8 weeks on board because
stuck up to 8 weeks on board a ship. Think twice before you take a cruise, y'all. And everybody on the ship is from Central Casting. I don't know. There could be normal people. There could be a good idea. Something I need to look into, good idea, really. trapped on a ship with hundreds of thousands of others. Well, it's 150. Hello, suspicious skies. And yeah, like, why so little of people, y'all? Hunter does sound a lot scared than the C word. Rooster Cogburn, they're just trying to scare the Africans from taking cruises. For real? All right, there's what, like 20 something seconds left?
Because that is the full incubation window for hantavirus. That's basically 8 weeks of just not knowing what's going to happen. We've already seen the video from that one travel blogger who was teary and stressed out. You can really feel it. But before the internet here tells you this is why they would never cruise, Lindström was clear to me. No rodents have been found on the Hondias. She says the ship has traps and that hantavirus is not COVID. It doesn't spread person to person in the way that COVID does. And then I asked her directly, is this a pandemic level threat? And she said, it's not.
So this is not a pandemic level threat, especially at this time. Right. Just 3 people and 3 more, 6 people, which out of 150 people, how do we know how many is going to come off that ship still needing to be in quarantine, let's say? Central casting, I don't know. Don't drink or bathe in ships on board water. Dr. Evals, I won't do that. Appreciate y'all coming in. Good evening. But the script, y'all, is this the script, you know? Nothing about fear porn. It's very small cases right now. According to what they're saying, you know, they may make this thing grow. This thing may contain itself. Who knows what's going to happen? But is this the next pandemic? For real. Hantavirus alarm on board. Say sources don't yet believe the outbreak is a bioweapon. Now, see, it could be a bioweapon, y'all. You know what a bioweapon is? They could have went on and sprayed in this ship or dropped something in this ship, you know, in different areas or whatever, you know. Anything is possible, y'all. I'm not saying I'm going directly along with the narrative because anything is possible. But confirmed there is a human-to-human transmission as investigators trace patient 0 on the cruise ship. I'm just asking, is this their next pandemic, you know? Is this what they're going to use? There's been a lot of speculations about, would it be this one? Would it be that one, you know? So I'm just speculating, is it the hantavirus?
John, I have to ask you about the hantavirus outbreak on the Dutch cruise ship docked now in South Africa. 3 dead. I believe there are 4 or 5 more sickened as I last checked. Dead bodies still aboard the ship. This is concerning because the World Health Organization boarded this ship and said they didn't find any rats. We've traditionally thought this was a rat-borne disease coming from the dust of rats or rat excrement. None of that was found aboard this ship when it was inspected after these people started falling ill. So, John, now there's speculation. We're a little PTSD after COVID. There's speculation that this could be the one hantavirus that is person-to-person communicated, that this could be some sort of bioweapon, that gain of function may have been used again against us. John, what are you hearing on this?
Let me interrupt this broadcast for a special question. Kind of lost my thought as I was saying that. I'll think of it as the video keeps playing again, because let me go back a couple seconds.
The one hantavirus that is person-to-person communicated, that this could be some sort of bioweapon, that gain of function may have been used again against us. John, what are you hearing on this?
Nobody I've talked to inside the government yet believes that this is a bioweapon yet. Now, we're early in the phase. There is human-to-human transmission, according to my sources in the.
That right there would be the biggest scare. Human-to-human transmission. That right there would be the biggest. That would be the scary part about it. Once they've declared that to be so. Human-to-human transmission, you know. That way you go into Walmart, you're going to catch it from Miss Susie that lives on the other side of the city, you know. So they're going to have to enact, you know, these things if this becomes a problem. Told y'all I like to play the narrative a little bit. Hello, Daryl Calhoun. How you doing, man?
The CDC and the World Health Organization has suggested that they're going back to patient one to see if that patient whose sickness, I think, broke out around April 10th or 12th. So at the very beginning of the cruise, where did they fly from? Who were they in contact on the plane? Did they have rats in their facility where they worked or in their home, kind of like what we saw with Gene Hackman a couple of years ago when he and his wife died of the hantavirus. So they're going back to ground zero. I think there's still a level of confidence that someone came in contact with mouse or rat excrement or urine, brought that onto the ship, and then it spread. The hantavirus does spread when you're in close quarters. If you're in a large public area, it's not a highly transmittable disease. But when you're in a close quarters, like a cruise ship where everybody is in contact with each other frequently, it does go person to person. I think that's the current theory. That said, we're always looking for the next pandemic. You have to be ready for it in a world that has so much world travel, it has so many bioweapon labs that are being operated right underneath our noses. But everybody I've talked to this morning still thinks that this is a more traditional hantavirus outbreak that just happened to get on a cruise ship where the human-human contact becomes much more susceptible to transmission.
Yeah, that's what they say. They'll tell us anything, won't they? For real. Gator function is mind control. I figure when these things come up like this, it's okay to talk about these things individually. Like the hantavirus, is it the next pandemic? You know, just asking questions. That's all I do around here anyway. I could involve a lot of subjects tonight, but why would I do that? You know, the hantavirus, you know, that right there could cause another lockdown and even, you know, more people get attention. And director of the WHO Center on Global Health Law, Larry Gostin, says he's very worried about a suspected hantavirus outbreak aboard a cruise ship sailing in the Atlantic Ocean. The World Health Organization says 3 people have died from the outbreak. I don't think I played this one. If I have, and you're just coming in, at least you'll get to hear it.
I would be worried because the incubation period for hantavirus can be up to a week, can be very deadly. It can either take the form of a pulmonary disease, so it affects your lungs and your breathing, or it can be a hemorrhagic disease, affects your renal function, your kidney function. Both can be, you know, extraordinarily serious. It's not easily
spread person to person. I am concerned. I do believe bacteria, rat droppings, bat droppings. I do believe these things can make you sick. I do believe that, like roaches in the house or anything else. Well, thank the Lord I don't have none of that. They're even using ticks, causing new viruses and diseases. If y'all have, you know all about it, everyone. These boxes that are being found on farmlands in America, full of ticks everywhere. I could show y'all the animals that are eat up in Florida and different areas with ticks. It's disgusting. There's a channel been hollering for years in Maine, the state of Maine, that the government has been dropping ticks up there for years. I believe it. I mean, and mosquitoes, all this stuff that are being genetically modified. So why would I believe there's a hantavirus or anything else? It's probably 100% true that there is a hantavirus, because you will get deadly sick if you don't even die from rat droppings. It's poison to the body, y'all. It'll make you sick, cause bacteria, flu-like symptoms, make it to where you can't breathe or whatever, fill your lungs, give you pneumonia, all these type things, y'all. Little common sense to tell you, stay clean as you can. For real, you don't want to be sick from these type things, and spray around the house if you got to. Ladybugs aren't going to hurt you, but the ticks will.
They spread from person to person. The mode of transmission is really through exposure to the rodent droppings or their urine, or those droppings can be disturbed and they go in the air and you can breathe it in and get it. It's something that everyone who's in the area of a rat dropping could be exposed. The symptoms are depending upon what form you've got, the renal form or the pulmonary form. But if it's the pulmonary, it's difficulty breathing, for both fatigue, headache. It is a very dangerous situation for cruise ship passengers. I would be worried because the incubation period for hantavirus can be up to a week. It's possible that more cases will arise, and it's uncertain at this stage what preventive and precaution measures the cruise ship undertook. There's no antiviral or so-called cure, but you need really intense management of the disease. And so you have to get somebody into really intensive care quite quickly. This is something that really shouldn't happen on a properly sanitized and hygienic ship.
See, this shouldn't even happen to begin with. Should have never happened to begin with. Let me see if I can grab real quick before, like I was saying. Trying to grab real quick. Animals with these ticks. I'll talk about this too one other day, but just to give y'all a quick picture, it's sad. I know what I saw. I wasn't gonna make that, about subject on all this, but just to see if I can find it real quick. Ticks, Florida, dogs. I got to use some keywords. Maybe I'll find it. Because these ticks are being dropped around this nation. And you don't want tick bites. That's for sure. There are tons of them. They sit there waving their paws and saying hi. The girl collected dozens of ticks from the grass in just a couple of minutes. Be sure to check your body and your pets. I don't know what that was. But even snakes, y'all, please watch this video. Breaks down the tick epidemic. We need way more of the energy because the docility allows for more egregiousness. Please follow. Even the anacondas are in Florida. I'm not saying all of them or whatever, but the ticks are everywhere. Here's a deer, images from the USA. All living creatures in the forest are under threat due to tick cases being released from the sky. Take a closer look at the footage encountered by social media using while hiking. Ticks all over this deer, and they're actually killing the animals. They're actually killing the animals that they latch on to and cover. I saw where these deer around their eyes and their nostrils, dogs, other animals, the same way, y'all. It's ticks. You got to be careful. We're at that season. One tick bite and steak becomes poison. See, even that's what they try and do, make us meat intolerant and and put out new viruses and diseases. So just like this hantavirus, this could be a setup, you know? Just saying. And it's very prevalent. I may not be articulate on the words I use, but I do the best I can. It's very, I hadn't seen them in South Carolina. It might not be in my area or whatever. It could be upstate with these ticks or whatever, but boxes of ticks, farmlands, forest, they're everywhere. I even noticed like a month ago where they dropping these rabies packets again in certain states like Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, all these states, these rabies, they call them rabies packets. And I remember telling us another channel here like 3 years ago that the New World Order, that they're going to want to kill off the deer and most of the animals. Just saying. I mean, why wouldn't they? To keep us from getting food and everything, you know? Yeah. And this person argued with me like, no, they're not. What are they doing now with the ticks? They're covering the animals and killing them, y'all. I mean, really? Common sense, y'all. 2 and 2 is 4. For real. Daryl Calhoun, the new Plum Island antics. I hope she's okay, Mike. Enter the Stars warned us. For real? I don't watch Enter the Stars every day. I got things to do too. Mike Smith, my wife, got Lyme's disease from a tick in our yard. But see, it's very real, y'all. And you have all these billions and billions of ticks that they're dropping from helicopters or whatever they're dropping from. I mean, really, in these little boxes, you're not going to see them coming from 10,000 feet. They just drop down and the ticks crawl everywhere, y'all. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much it. Because are we ready for the next pandemic?
Bluetooth pairing.
You know?
Bluetooth connected.
Are y'all ready? I'm not saying there is a pandemic. I'm just saying the system will make the sheeple believe that there's a pandemic, you know? For real, y'all. And I talk about stuff that is real life over here. Nothing about fear porn. Just be clean and, you know, spray outside. I don't spray in the house. That stuff will make me sick. I don't care if they say it has no smell or not. I mean, I'll use a fly strip or whatever if I notice a fly in the house. I don't spray stuff that I breathe in and it'll make me sick, y'all. Because I experienced that in my younger days. Like, you know, I learned my lesson. That raid stuff, that stuff, they'll kill you. But, you know, you want to get, and it will make you like with flu-like symptoms too. And I'm telling y'all from experience, I'm not making anything up. Undercooked chicken, if you eat chicken, will make you sick. Undercooked. Just like with the flu, you know, bacteria, things that exist in a lot of things, you know, just saying, y'all. But yeah, are you ready for the next pandemic? Let me see if we can get 50 ways to leave your lover. I don't know why, but hey, we'll try it anyway. Says Laura K. There is 50 ways to leave your lover. And I've not even practiced with that. I got to go too, y'all, but not really. But I know y'all got things to do. I want to catch up on a lot of things that I'm behind on. But I thought I'd make this, are we ready for the next pandemic? Pretty much meaning, do you have what you need if you can't leave the house? There's a lot of subjects. This ethanol in the gas, it's a proven point. Something I brought up, a few weeks ago. Now it's a proven point. Too much ethanol in the gas will slowly kill out our cars if you have a gas car. And may be done on purpose, of course. So you go out and buy a new 2027 car that won't let you crank it because your eyes look bloodshot or something, or you're sleepy or something, you know? You're not fit to drive. That's where we're going, y'all. For real. I disagree, Felix, and the world does as well. If you haven't noticed, it's easier to not care than to be kind. You got to be cool to be kind. Or is it cruel? Yes, undercooked chicken can cause salmonella, just like the flu. Y'all not talking to a fool over here, y'all. I've been called a fool. I don't even care, for real. Because I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't say it if look, I know I have a feeling, and just because the good Lord, I feel like, shows me something or whatever, doesn't mean it's always true. It's under litigation, you know, pretty much thoughtfulness. Because anything is possible, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all kind of notices when I go live. Offensive stage of Iran war is over. Yeah, the Iran war is over, ain't it? Problem is all inside your head, she said to me. The answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you in your struggle to be free. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. I don't know, but I'll hop on the bus. But I'll repeat myself at the risk of being crude. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. Slip on the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the Keeley and get yourself free. Slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the Keeley and get yourself free. Cause there's 50 ways to leave your lover. Come on, y'all. I need to practice. 50 ways to leave your lover. She said, why don't we both just sleep on it tonight? And believe in the morning, you'll begin to see the light. Then she kissed me and I realized she probably was right. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. Make a new plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the Keeley and get yourself free. "50 ways to leave your lover. Hop on the bus, Gus. Don't need to discuss much. Drop off the Keeley and get yourself free." Yeah. Paul Simon, Laura Kay, that was for you. Because there's 50 ways to leave your lover. Why would I, you know? For real. Y'all have a great night. And share this stream out, y'all. Because information is vital. Are you ready for the next pandemic? That is my question tonight. And we'll see how far this thing goes. We will see how far this thing goes. We've been live 1 hour. I appreciate it, y'all. Cross your fingers and let's hope together. I know there's a lot of channels out there that y'all support. I get it, y'all. But I'm just one little struggling YouTuber out here. Yeah. I'll see y'all in the next one. God bless everyone, and say your prayers tonight and every night. Thank y'all.